I've been kind of following a little bit. I was during my hiatus. I started a different channel, a philosophy channel, but I've been following your interactions with, was it Danny Goler, and this idea
Mm.
of, he smokes DMT and then looks into the laser and sees some sort of code and thinks that we're in a simulation, or that's the hypothesis that he's put forth. And you've had a little bit of a back and forth with him. Where do you stand on
A
all
lot
that?
of back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do I stand? I stand that it's minimally a very interesting phenomenon in that it allows you to fairly reliably um, isolate a particular aspect of the broader DMT phenomenology. Minimally, it's worth of study for that. That, but the this is a simulation, and this is the fundamental source code. I don't buy. Again, for reasons that I've discussed at length, in many places. I've got an article on my Substack why I don't subscribe to that, and of course, why would I? I mean, it's you need to. There's a lot of work, scientific work, that needs to occur before you to kind of to bring this out of the realm of private revelation. You see the code and you're convinced this is a source code. Okay, great. Now you need to bring this outside of private revelation and into actual scientific observations and analyses and
Is anybody
eliminating
looking to do
alternative.
that?
Well, I think Danny is having a go. I when I was out in LA just a couple of months ago, we had few long conversations about this. There's a movie coming out, a documentary called The Discovery, I think next year, which has got my conversations, my interviews and stuff, as well as the whole thing. I think it's fascinating, but I'm not certainly not ready to accept that he's stumbled upon the source code. I mean, that's a huge thing to say. And there are a number of issues with that hypothesis, in my opinion. In terms of what the code looks like, and why there would be a code that was human readable as code if it was a fundamental source code. Why it would be running through reality like the Matrix. Um, the unfortunate coincidence that a laser light, when reflected off a surface, tends to produce this pattern of speckles, this interference pattern on the retina, these points of sensory inputs, around which imagery can certainly be seeded, which could give the could act as like a sensory scaffold for complex imagery generated by DMT.